Well, in the last 18 years that we've owned an RV, I've used all kinds of different products for washing and waxing the RV and keeping it protected from the elements like UV damage and keeping all the moving parts lubricated and, not squeaking and all that stuff. But I've narrowed it down to 3 products that I keep on hand all the time that have worked the best for me. And the reason there's only 3 is because all 3 of these things that I'm going to show you are very effective and they have multiple applications. Now yesterday was a pretty nice day, so I decided to give the RV just a really good cleaning from the top down. At least twice a year I want to give it a good wash/wax. Usually in the spring and then once in the late fall. Now those days where you take the rubbing compound and you just do the whole wax on wax off thing, I just don't want to do that anymore. I've done it several times, and for an RV it's just such a huge job. So what I use now for just a kind of a one pass wash and wax is Meguiar's wash and wax. Yeah, this is the ultimate Meguiar's wash and wax. Now I got this larger container and it has lasted me many years. So you just use it just like regular soap. You pour it in a bucket. I use my big RV brush thing and I hose everything down, and then I just go to town with a bucket of this stuff. It's all nice and sudsy and it cleans really well. So I raise all the solar panels up so I can get underneath them and just get all that stuff cleaned up, and it really does a nice job of cleaning the roof. And then I work my way down on the sides of the RV, just scrubbing all the way around until I'm all done. So what this does is it not just cleans, but it creates a nice little waxy finish on the side of the RV, and it helps protect the roof for some basic UV protection from the sun as well. If you have a fiberglass roof or a rubber roof, it does a pretty good job of cleaning and protecting that surface. All in just one normal washing pass with your normal washing gear. Now when we're on the road, I don't carry the big old container of this Meguiar's wash and wax stuff, but I do have a couple of these small little squeeze containers that I keep in a storage bin with some other stuff, and that's really all I need. So when we're on the road, I have my preferred washing solution with me. All right, this next product is one of my favorites because of its UV protective qualities. Now this is 303 protectant. It's designed for rubber, vinyl, plastic, and fiberglass. It even works well on our fiberglass roof, and it would work good on a rubber roof. So spray it on, wipe it down. It creates a nice protective layer and protects from the damage that you would get from just sitting out in the sun. So other things that would be affected by direct sunlight or indirect sunlight for prolonged periods of time are going to be your tires, your rubber seals around your compartments, and your slides, things like that. I spray this directly on them, just kind of let it run down, and you really don't even have to wipe it off much. So right after you give your car, or an RV in this case, a good wash, and you want that kind of wet, nice, cool, clean tire look, you just spray this stuff on and you're done. It creates that nice little clean, shiny look, and it lasts for a long time. In fact, on our CRV, our tow vehicle, I have a spare tire that's brand new mounted on the back of the car. And it sits out in the sun when we're out in the desert, boondocking, or even in Mexico, and it's getting pounded by direct sunlight. And I spray it with this 303, and it keeps it protected, looking new, even now, almost 5 years later, just sitting on the back of the car. So I know that it's working its magic also on the tires on our RV, because I don't want to see any cracking and stuff like that. I want to prolong the life of these expensive tires as long as possible. And even plastic parts on the outside of your RV or your vehicle, like your rearview mirrors and things like that. Just spray it on, or spray some on a rag and just wipe it off. It's gonna give you that UV protection that that you really need. You can tell this one's almost empty. I need another one. Now, to keep all of those moving surfaces on our RV, our awning, our doors, our hinges, you know, our slides that you want to just keep moving nice and smooth and free from corrosion, you know, you want to spray something on those. And it's not WD-40. I've been using Shield T9 for that because it's a great lubricant, but it's more than just a lubricant. But yeah, I do use this. It's just kind of a one-stop shop for lubrication and protecting things. So this was originally developed by Boeing for use in aerospace, I guess. Shield. And it's a little unique compared to other spray lubricants because it's not just a lubricant. What it does is it also creates like this waxy thin film on top of whatever you spray it on. So it's an added layer of protection, which also gives it a lot of additional application. What I use it on is electrical connections and like battery terminals, things like that. I replaced this battery about 10 months ago, and you know how like typically you might see just a lot of white stuff and corrosion starting to build up on the battery terminals over time. Now this is 10 months old. I sprayed it with that Shield T9, just created this nice little coating on it. Just after 10 months, there's no buildup, no corrosion, and it really results in just a better connection overall. It works great on things like this, and just anytime you have a bunch of wires connected to each other or bolted down. But when you spray it on, you do have to wait for it to dry for a little while before it really takes effect. Another good application of this is all the those grounding points on your chassis. If you look at all of your electrical connections, there's usually a whole bunch of grounding wires that get, you know, bolted on to, you know, your RV chassis somewhere to create that ground. And those tend to get really rusty and corroded. So next time you're cleaning all those up, you know, with a wire brush and all that, take some of this, spray it on there, and it creates this protective layer over it, and it keeps them from getting all rusted out, and it just works really well. I use this. It replaced basically all of the little lubricants that are in a can. Now, with the links to these 3 products that we talked about today is also a link to download my Getting Started with RV Solar Guide. It's a free download, and it's going to answer a lot of questions if you're thinking of adding solar to your RV, but you just have so many questions that you need answers to, and you're not sure how to get started. I hope you try out some of these products that we talked about today, and I appreciate you watching. If you do try them, let me know in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one.